As promised, here is everything I crocheted in 2024. Thank you so much everyone for subscribing to my channel. I've reached 100 subscribers. Whoop, whoop. Couple of things before we start. I haven't included like smaller things that I've made for my website in this video just because it's a little bit boring and repetitive. So the scrunchies, coasters. I also haven't included some of the gifts that I've made throughout the year. If I don't have them around me and I haven't posted them online, I generally won't remember what I've made. I will be trying to link all the patterns or tutorials or anything like that in the description below, so please do check that out. Also, none of this is going to be in chronological order because I generally cannot remember when and how I made these things, so I'm just going to grab something from this pile over here that you can see already and we're just going to crack on. All the yarns are going to be mentioned on the screen here and also in the description below. First thing I'm going to show you is this stripy sweater over here. I do have a pattern coming up for this in the new year, early in January, so make sure you are firstly subscribed to my newsletter and also you follow me on Instagram and TikTok because that's where I'm going to be announcing the release of this, and I also will be looking for some testers. I love this jumper so much. As soon as I finished it, I put it on and then I didn't take it off for about 3 days. It's super versatile. It was actually inspired by this other jumper that I got from Asda ages ago, and I just really loved the fit of it. It's this sort of lilac-y pink and red are one of my favorite color combinations as well. I kind of want to put it on now. Granny squares have been a pretty strong theme throughout my crocheting life. This is probably the nicest, softest yarn I have ever bought in my life. It's the Valley yarns, and I'll pop it on the screen over here. It's quite chunky. I really like this scarf. The only thing I would say, I should have made it a little bit thicker. I might potentially do another black row around it. I like my crochet pieces actually to be practical, not only to look pretty. Back in December, as part of my Stitchmas videos, I released a beanie tutorial, which I'm going to be linking down below as well. Drink a shot every time I say link down below. Blue one as part of the tutorial, and I also made myself a lilac one. This is actually a matching one that I made for my best friend and her daughter as well. So all three of us have matching beanies. I love beanies. I love hats. This dress probably is one of the reasons why I had a shoulder injury earlier in the year, because I made it in 3 days. But I made this blue mesh dress that I wanted to wear to Glastonbury. I don't know if you guys are like me, but whenever I have an idea of an outfit in my head, I will do anything possible to make it happen. And yeah, about 3 days before we were supposed to go to Glastonbury, I decided that I want to make this dress. I really love it. I can't wait to wear it again, but it's a big learning curve never to make something so big in 3 days, because I did injure my shoulder quite badly afterwards and it took me about 4 months to recover. So don't do what I do. I made another version of the Bristol top. So this is the viral top that went absolutely crazy on TikTok, which is insane because it was just a really quick idea that came into my mind on a random day. I made it in the blue version. I actually haven't worn this out yet, so maybe I need to make up an excuse and wear it, but it's perfect for layering for winter, but it's also really nice in the summer. I do get a lot of questions about the neckline, and I do not do anything to create this neckline. I think because it's 100% cotton yarn, it kind of droops naturally and it creates this neckline here. This top was such a pivotal moment for me to figure out that I do want to write my own patterns, because so many people asked for one, and I'm so grateful I finally did it because I love it. I love pattern writing. It's so fun. You know, sometimes you make something and then you're not actually that proud of it, but people online have gone absolutely mental, and that's what happened with this vest here. It's just a little scrap yarn number that I made. I will probably never wear it because I don't particularly like the fit of it on me. I don't really like the 2 tiny strings that I made. I want it to be a bit bigger and chunkier. I would potentially make it more of a chunkier wool next time. This is just scraps of DK paint box yarns in different colors. But people have gone absolutely crazy for it online, and they keep asking me for a pattern, but I did just freehand it. The way I crocheted it as well, it's kind of one big piece, and then I just attached it at the top. So I kind of crochet it laid down, if that makes sense. I'm definitely going to make another version of this, potentially in different colors. If you want to see a pattern for this, like this video, and then I will know that you will definitely want me to release one. Then I made a couple of these granny square cardigans, thinking that I want something a bit more muted, and actually I do not like the color combo of this at all. I wish I kept the granny squares all the same, because I don't like how colorful they are, and I wish that I picked the cream color to be much lighter. This is more like beige. This is currently on sale for a really discounted price on my website. Exactly the same one, but I made it for a friend. This is my version, but I just wanted to show you. It's the Realm Designs one. I really like it. This is the first thing I ever made about 3 years ago, and it's still one of my favorite things to wear. I also made another version of my crochet vest. I called it the Amsterdam crochet vest. You can see that all the colors are slightly different because I was running out of the yarns. I didn't realize how much yarn I'll need. I did think that I have more of this green yarn than I actually had. There must be a skein somewhere lost in my house. And then I also ran out of the blues, so you can see that it's a little bit mismatched. I kind of like that. I kind of like that it's a bit different and it's different colors. I made this because I needed to release a pattern and I needed to take photos of all of the instructions, but also I really like the blue and green color combination. And actually I've worn this vest more than I have worn the red and pink version, which is the one that people went crazy for, and that's why I wrote the pattern for it. But it's such a lovely versatile thing. Just pop it over a white jumper or a dress or anything like that in the winter time. I wish I filmed the creative process behind this cardigan, because it really explains how my brain works. So this yarn, hopefully the camera will pick it up, but has like a little shiny tinsel thread running through it, and I randomly bought loads of it ages ago, and it was just sat in my stash, and I was like, you know what, I got inspired by the new sort of round neck cardigan trend, and I didn't want to buy one from a shop, so I thought I'm just going to use that white yarn and make one for Christmas. So I kind of came up with this double crochet and mesh stitch pattern. I was a bit worried about the neckline because I wasn't sure how it's going to sit on, and how to create one. Necklines always confuse me for some reason, so I just literally made it straight and put buttons in it, and it sits really nicely on, and it ended up potentially being one of the nicest things I've ever made. I've worn it a couple of times. I've worn it at Christmas. I do have a pattern in the making for this. However, that particular yarn has run out, and I do have to wait until it comes back in stock so I can continue with writing the pattern. A couple of people in particular keep messaging me about this all the time, so please do know that I see your messages, and this is constantly on my mind, but my hands are tied at the moment because yarn is out of stock. And then lastly, my most prized creation of this year, I would say, was this mohair jumper. Cannot tell you how long this took me to make. Yes, I made it with tiny little mohair string yarn. It is the nicest thing I own. It's so soft, it's so warm. I love the color combination. I had to frog it because I created the sleeves far too thin and it just didn't look nice. And frogging mohair yarn is not for the weak. This was such a tedious task, but I'm really happy I finished it. I wish I made the top bit a little bit thicker in pink, but otherwise I do really like it. I've worn it multiple times, and that is everything, or everything at least that I can remember that I've crocheted this year. Please let me know which one is your favorite in the comments below, or what you've made. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the new year. Bye.